This is the 2026 Toyota BZ Woodland, and in this video I'm going to give you an in-depth tour of it. We're going to check out the inside, the outside here, all up close and personal, and give you guys a rundown of the basic specs we know so far before this arrives here. I believe this one they said is going to be early 2026, so stay tuned for that. But so anyway, you can see this gets all-terrain tires here on this version. I believe there will be a version that doesn't have quite aggressive of a tire setup there, but these all are going to have 8.3 inches of ground clearance, and so that's because they really did focus on making this rugged, because there is a Subaru version of this called the Trailseeker that's also coming around the same time. But as far as the BZ Woodland, it's about 6 inches longer than a regular BZ, and so that's why, you know, even though the name might make you think it's, you know, a BZ, it's a different vehicle. You can especially see here on the back it's an inch taller here, so you should have better rear headroom, of course a lot more cargo space as well, which we'll cover here in a minute. But I really like the look of this thing too. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments below. The Subaru version also I think is cool, but you know, same back end pretty much between the two of them. It's really just the front end, but I really like how like the taillights like form their own shoulder here in the back and really kind of jut out and again give this vehicle all these chunkier dimensions. But as someone who loves wagons, this definitely to me is I think one of the more exciting debuts here from Toyota here in the past few weeks that we've had. I like all the cladding here on the lower part there. I mean, you know, as far as mechanicals, that's also pretty crazy. It's 375 horsepower, all-wheel drive, dual motor setup. Subaru claims a 4.4 second 0 to 60. These are mechanically identical, so I don't see why it wouldn't be, you know, the same for this. I'm sure it'll be the same kind of 0 to 60 time there, but, you know, has that hammerhead look that we've been seeing, you know, ever since the Prius really, and it's really nice and sharp here. But, you know, just cool lines too. Like, look at how you have this fender line that, you know, goes down. You do have some other BZ shared characteristics, like, you know, this little black insert here for the hood. And interestingly, this one doesn't have any kind of moonroof, but I'm sure that is going to be an option. You do have the raised roof rails though here on these, and these all run the 74.7 kilowatt hour battery. But with this vehicle, again, being a little more rugged and having the extra power, you get about 260 miles of range, which I think still is going to be fine. They all do 150 kilowatt DC fast charging, and they also have the NACS port there on the fender. But as far as the inside here, you know, there's some familiarity here between this and the BZs. This, especially up front, is where you're going to see, you know, a lot of the same stuff, but nice, soft, comfortable seats here. They're perforated. Yeah, these are really actually very squishy, very nice soft seats. These are going to be great, I think. And steering wheel's the same as other BZs here, which is a little cluttered, not ideal in my opinion, but you know, I think it's something you can get used to for sure. You also do have the same gauge cluster here, which I also don't love this gauge cluster because it does come up kind of high unless you're really tall. I'm 5'9", and me being about eye level, I mean, I could adjust the steering wheel here to get it down lower, but you know, I can see the gauge cluster fine. But as far as, you know, I mean, you can see it does kind of block the view of the road a little bit there. And the thing is, this one's not lit up, so it's hard to show, but I talked about this in my BZ review. This is a really thick bezel. I really wish they would have done something to streamline this display to, you know, keep the same screen size, but just get rid of the bezel so you have better visibility up top there. You do see some nice detailing there over here though with the JBL speakers. And you do have the 14-inch touchscreen. This is the same one we see in Lexus products, and it's really great. I love that, you know, it has the actual, you know, climate control knobs here, and you know, it's still running the same great Toyota infotainment system. We do have the dual wireless charging pads here, which I believe is standard for these, and that's, you know, nice to have a little shifter here and a few buttons for quick access. You also do have this extra space under here, just like the BZ, and this has this extra little thing, which is the charging adapter, which all of these, by the way, come with charging adapters. So if you don't have an NACS plug at your house or when you're fast charging, you always have an adapter here, so you can still use CCS. You don't have to use the Tesla stuff, and so that's definitely nice to have that flexibility. You have your two cup holders here. And the center armrest, I mean, this is early pre-production, so I'm not going to judge, you know, niceties in here, but this is pretty firm. I hope that they soften this up for production because, I mean, it's fine, but you know, just, I usually like a little bit more padding by the elbows there. But the nice thing is this does open up both sides here, so passengers can get into it nice and easy as well. And so yeah, up front here, going to be largely the same as the regular BZ. But let's check out the back seat here, see how that is, because that's going to be where you get the biggest gains with, you know, a back seat that I think is a little roomier here. Cargo space is definitely going to be the biggest gain here, but, you know, still a lot of space here. Let's hop in here. And, yeah, again, I'm 5'9", lots of space here in this. Really nicely done. And again, I didn't really have any complaints with BZ's space in the back either for a regular one, but you do have heated seats and USB-C jack. But as far as headroom here, really quite nice, especially this one, again, not having a moonroof. We'll see with the moonroof ones, you know, if it's a little less, but you got a full down center armrest here with a little extra slot, which is a nice bonus. But I mean, huge amount of space. Again, I don't have the seats adjusted for, you know, my driving position, but I mean, you can see there's a lot of space here. And let's check out the cargo space finally, which I think should be the biggest gain, again, because that 6-inch stretch. Let's see here. And unfortunately, the hatch doesn't open on this prototype now. It did previously, but it has since not been able to open up. So I just unfortunately not able to show you here in person, but should be, again, a nice improvement over the BZ, which already had really good amount of space as is. So, you know, just extra bonus there, and it should be great for those who, you know, want to go out exploring or road tripping or whatever. And these also, by the way, will tow 3,500 pounds too. So, you know, also if you're planning on towing a little trailer, you can do that with these. And these also are going to have Toyota Safety Sense 3.0. So all the safety tech is standard, all that as well. And so yeah, that's about it. So these are going to be available here in early 2026 for the BZ Woodland. And again, we don't have pricing yet. Obviously going to be more expensive than regular BZ, which we don't have final pricing for just yet either. But, you know, I would count on these, you know, at least starting somewhere in the 40s would be my guess, and definitely cresting, you know, into the 50s, maybe even touching 60 potentially down the road. We'll have to see. But anyway, that's all the info we have here on the BZ Woodland so far. Let me know your thoughts on it in the comments below. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.